Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into today's bird video. We're doing JMA Friday for today's bird video. So, it's also on a Friday, we're having a look at the weather for the month ahead with Japanese and CFS V2 models. And this is going to get us more or less towards the middle part of September. I'll get on with that for you in a moment. Just say that first, a bit of sales, our 6am UK weather forecast. We've also released a little update for Bank Holiday weekend, and of course there's a 10 to 14 day coming up shortly as well. Please like, share and subscribe on all of today's videos and content. And thank you so much everyone for doing that. Right, going to start off with week 1, 500 millibar height anomaly from the Arctic and the North Pole view down. So this is the North Pole just here, got wider Arctic circle around there, and then the middle latitudes are through there. So blue is extrapolating to below average heights, which is low pressure. Yellow, orange and red to above average heights, which is high pressure. These are broken down into week periods. The first week period will take us from today, the 15th, through to the 22nd of August. Next week, high and dry again, with above average heights over and to the north of the country, bringing the wind around from an easterly direction. So yes, there should be plenty of dry, fine, warm conditions to enjoy in the week ahead. Week 2 is the 25th of, no, it's the 22nd, I should say, of August to the 29th, and signs of a change. So it looks like the higher pressure is shifting up towards Greenland and Iceland, with a trough of low developing across northern, northeast Europe, and also starting to move in from off the Atlantic as well. So a bit of a pincer movement going on against the ridge, forcing it in that direction as lower pressure develops to the west and south, and also to the north and the east. That could be a bit transitional, but might eventually end up with something a bit more unsettled. And then weeks 3 and 4, which would be 29th of August to the 12th of September, showing quite a significant change, what we've been used to over the past several months, with low pressure in control coming in from off the Atlantic and centering across Western Europe. It's looking, well, potentially quite a lot more unsettled there. Remember, that's a 2-week anomaly as well, so it could be transitional, but it looks like, I think the transition actually happens in week 2. Well, let's go through the tropical and mid-latitude view to confirm that. So the UK and Ireland in the top right-hand corner of the chart, as you're looking at it, we can't see Greenland, Iceland, Scandinavia, all those areas are off the chart up there. So, reminder of the week 1 500 millibar height anomaly, which of course is the 15th to the 22nd of August. High pressure remaining in control, above average heights, dominating the weather for the week ahead, and winds again coming in from that east-southeasterly direction. Not overly warm, actually. Warmest temperatures are to the west and south, where we're in those yellow shaded colours, but much of Europe actually looking a bit cooler than average. So the air with that ridge must be coming in from north of east. It is, though, another drier than average week being predicted there. I think that temperature anomaly is a little bit too low. I have to say it'll be warmer than that. Then week 2, of course, is the 22nd to the 29th of August. Signs of a change, low pressure starting to develop in the Atlantic, and also, if you can envisage, Scandinavia will be here to the northeast as well. So the temperature anomaly, well, that's actually a bit warmer for week 2. The yellow shaded colours more expansive. However, it's going wetter than average in this week, so clearly there is a change to more unsettled conditions, perhaps with a thundering interlude or something. And then weeks 3 and 4, the 29th of August to the 12th of September, with low pressure in the Atlantic through to the West UK and Ireland. The temperature anomaly has come down to be about average, perhaps slightly above. And yes, we see a wetter than average week as well. So some much needed and very useful rainfall being predicted here by the JMA for the first half of September. Could we be in for our first wet spell? Well, potentially of the year. I think the last time we had like a wet spell, probably got to go back to last autumn. So that would be a significant change, wouldn't it? Only one run motor per JMA. Let's have a look and see how the CFSB2 compares. So again, these are 500 millibar height numbers. They're broken down into week periods. The first week period takes us from the 15th to 21st of August. Yes, good agreement between the JMA and the CFS. So we had high pressure dominating weather through the Atlantic into western parts of Europe. Week 2 is the 22nd, 28th of August. So we do see that trough of low pressure developing across the north and the northeast of Europe. Also some lower pressure in the Atlantic, but we still remain under the influence of high pressure actually, albeit the air's coming in from more of a northeasterly source, so it will be turning cooler with that. But again, I think we see quite a bit of dry weather there through to month's end. Week 3 does show signs of a change, though. This is the 29th of August to the 4th of September. High pressure beginning to go northwards up towards Greenland. Low pressure in the Atlantic. Looks like it's starting to head in from the west. And then week 4 is the 5th through to the 11th of September with a trough of low pressure then close to the west of UK and Ireland, blocking area of high pressure to the north. It's going in the same direction. It's trending in the same direction really as the JMA. Subtle differences between the two. Perhaps not quite as unsettled as the JMA look, but they're both going in the same direction, which is towards lower pressure into September. So the temperature anomaly for week 1, and this does look a lot more like it, I have to say, 15th, 21st of August, substantially above average UK and Ireland. Much of Europe looking very hot again in the week ahead. Week 2 shows a bit of a cool down though. This is the 22nd, 28th of August, going slightly below average, and much of Europe turning quite cool as well in the second week. Week 3 goes a bit warmer again, 29th of August to 4th of September, slightly above average temperatures. And week 4, it's the 5th to the 11th of September. Again, just slightly above average with the temperature anomaly there. Precipitation finally, the 15th to 21st of August, significantly drier than average over that area of high pressure. Still looking pretty dry into week 2 as well. 22nd, 28th of August, that also coming out drier than normal. But week 3 showing a change. It's the 29th of August, 4th of September. Starting to go wetter than normal. Not much of a signal for week 4, which is the 5th to the 11th of September, but I would have thought a wetter week would be likely there as well. Signs of a change for September, and possibly something more unsettled with some useful rainfall at long last for growers and whatnot. But we'll have to see whether that actually verifies in reality. We have been here a few times over the past several months when we predicted, well, a well-established and prolonged dry spell drought has been predicted to break and hasn't really come to anything. So we'll see what happens over the next week or two. Remember, just a snapshot what two models are showing today, and they could look completely different when we look at them again with JMA Friday next week. We're going to be back shortly, your 10 to 14 there, so check that out in a bit for JMA Friday for this week. That's all for now, and thanks so much.